This episode of the A.T.TIPSCAST is sponsored by TextHelp, provider of the award-winning literacy solution Read and Write Gold. Is your child or student struggling with reading and writing? Read and Write Gold from TextHelp can help. Read and Write Gold's text-to-speech software is for individuals with reading or writing difficulties, those with learning disabilities such as dyslexia, and English language learners. Its customizable toolbar integrates with common applications and provides support tools for reading, writing, studying, and research. With Read and Write Gold, students of all ages can get the support they need at school, home, work, and now even in the cloud. The TextHelp web apps allow users to access their favorite Read and Write features in the cloud, anywhere, anytime. To learn how Read and Write Gold can help your struggling student, visit texthelp.com or call 1-888-248-0652. That's 1-888-248-0652. And as a special offer from now until July 31st, 2013, you can receive 10% off any online order of Read and Write Gold by entering the code A.T.TIPS13, save 10 upon checkout. That's A.T.TIPS, the numeral 13, save the numeral 10. Order your copy today. Welcome to the A.T.TIPSCAST, exploring and investigating the implementation of assistive technology in public schools. I'm your host, Chris Bouguet. This is episode 120, recorded on June 25th, 2013. This is it, boys and girls. This is the last episode of Season 6 of the A.T.TIPSCAST.
Bogus.
And, just to have a little fun, I laced it with some one-liners from two classic movies. See if you can guess the movies, and I'll explain at the end why I chose them. Have fun!
Excellent!
Episode 115 of the A.T.TIPSCAST featured strategies and resources from an email correspondence I had with a teacher who asked about strategies to do some last-minute reinforcement of vocabulary before the big assessments for her 3rd and 4th grade students.
No way!
You might recall that she was specifically looking for foldables, interactive websites, and experiences that could be replicated at home with parental support. I couldn't fit all the resources I sent her into one episode, so I decided to split them up into 2 episodes. This is part 2. Enjoy A.T.TIPS 364 through 367, which are all ways to review, reinforce, or practice vocabulary.
I have a feeling we're about to embark upon a most unprecedented expedition.
Snappywords.com, A.T.TIP 364, is a neat visual thesaurus that provides graphical correlations between words. When you enter in a word, that word appears in the center of a canvas. Then, like magic, circles containing this word pop out. The circles containing these terms are color-coded by part of speech. Nouns appear as purple circles, verbs as light green, adjectives as orange, and adverbs as pink. Different colored and shaped connector lines blossom out from the circles, helping people better understand the relationships between the words. For instance, a solid gray connector means the words are synonyms. A solid green line means the words are attributes. A red elongated diamond-shaped connector means the words are opposites. The result is a visualization of the word, sort of like a diagram of a molecule, but except it's a word.
Hi. Welcome to the future.
In this way, snappywords.com provides a quick visual representation to help students remember the meaning of the word. When students are later asked to recall the definition or to use any given word, they might be able to visualize the structure of the diagram to remember its meaning. At the very least, it's a fun way to practice looking up a word in the dictionary.
Not bad.
The next idea I shared with this teacher was the idea of making a vocabulary flipbook, which I'm calling A.T.TIP 365. A flipbook allows students to physically manipulate the vocabulary, turning pages like a book. Students place the word in one section, the meaning in another, and examples of the word in another. Then, they fold the paper in such a way that it makes a book for them to flip through. There are different ways to set up a flipbook. The website, freereading.net, has a PDF template you can use for students to make their own vocabulary flipbooks. VickyBlackwell.com/makingbooks is another site that has ideas for different ways to make flipbooks. I'll have a direct link to both at ATTIPSCAST.com.
Let's rock!
Although this particular teacher was asking for ways to reinforce vocabulary at the end of the year, I also like implementing a year-long or even a multi-year-long strategy of collecting words that are difficult for a student to learn and placing them in a flipbook as well. Students could call this a Words to Conquer book, which is just a collection of words that a student seems to struggle with. When a student is reading and comes across a word they continuously have trouble decoding, pronouncing, or otherwise understanding, the teacher might guide or suggest to the student that this word could go in their Words for Me to Conquer flipbook. Later, when the student needs to read that word again or write that word again, he or she can use the customized Words to Conquer book to look it up. A.T.TIP 366, a Words to Conquer book, gets students self-assessing what words they find tricky while providing a strategy for how to deal with those difficult words.
Excellent!
No mention of creating vocabulary books would be complete without the mention of the photo album feature of PowerPoint. I won't spend time reviewing it now, but if you've never heard of this tool and associated strategies for how to use this tool, you owe it to yourself to check out episode 39 of the A.T.TIPSCAST, which reviews the photo album feature of PowerPoint in detail. I am in that episode. Why, yes. Yes, you are, Bebot. Now, shoo, away with you.
He's totally a robot! So are you, dude! Well, we're total metalheads!
The last idea I shared with the teacher is A.T.TIP 367, visualthesaurus.com/vocabgrabber. This nifty tool allows a user to grab a block of digital text and analyze the words within that text. A user copies and pastes the text into the Enter Text to Look Up box and presses the Grab Vocabulary button. The result is a mini word cloud listing each of the words by relevance. The words can also be sorted alphabetically by how often they are used, and there are some other options as well. Clicking on any word in the word cloud brings up a visualization similar to the one created by Snappy Words. It also brings up a brief definition and how it's used in context in the block of text. Users can also choose to adjust the word cloud so that the words appear in a list view or thumbnail view as well. Using a quick screen grab tool like the snipping tool built into Windows 7, students can quickly grab the resulting images and save them to place in flipbooks, photo albums, or to keep in a running Word document. And so this brings us to the end of this review of free vocabulary tools. I hope these tools help your students learn and reinforce new words and increase their overall vocabulary abilities.
Bill, my friend? Yes, Ted, my friend. This has been a most excellent adventure.
Well, folks, it's time to close the curtain on this episode of the A.T.TIPScast, but before I do, I've just got a few quick announcements for you. First, remember that you have until July 31st, 2013 to use the promotion code A.T.TIPS13 SAVE10 to get 10% off online orders of Read and Write Gold. Go to bit.ly A.T.TIPS13 SAVE10 and get your discount today. Second, I want to remind you that Mark Nichols and I will be the keynote speakers at the one-day Bridging the Gap conference taking place in Loudoun County, Virginia on July 19, 2013. I'll also be doing a longer hands-on session on how to use audio in the classroom with my wife that day. So, if you can make it out to the event, we'd love to see you. You can learn more at bit.ly BTGVSTE 2013. That's bit.ly/BTGVSTE 2013. Third, I want to remind you that the crowdsourced open source Strategy a Day calendar is alive and well. There are approximately 25 slides created from educators just like you, featuring different tools and strategies they find useful. 25 different slides is halfway to 50 slides, and 50 slides is almost one strategy per week. The summer is a great time to create slides. It probably wouldn't take you any more than 10 minutes to share a great strategy, tip, technique, website, podcast, or any tool you use. Once we have a large repository, people can use that resource to create their own Strategy a Day calendars in their local school districts. You can access the calendar by going to bit.ly open source sadcal. That's bit.ly/open source sadcal. And finally, it's time to reveal the mystery movies.
Greetings, my excellent friends.
In case you didn't already guess, these sounds were all taken from the Bill and Ted movies, of course. Now, why do you ask? Because I was just invited to be a speaker at the independently organized TEDx event called TEDx Ashburn.
No way!
I've been a huge fan of TED Talks for a long time. I watch them all the time while I'm running on the treadmill, which is probably not the best idea because I'm constantly stopping to write down ideas from different videos. I was over the moon excited to be asked to present. The event takes place on September 28, 2013. Now, I'm curious, what do you think my talk should be about? What ideas do you have for me? I'd love to hear your thoughts. Drop me a line at A.T.TIPSCAST@gmail.com to let me know what you think. Keep an eye on my Twitter feed at A.T.TIPSCAST as well, as I'm sure to post details as they arise. Alrighty everyone, that does it for this season of the A.T.TIPSCAST. Until next time, which will most likely be sometime in October, may all your interventions be inclusive, may all your strategies be supportive, and may you have a safe and relaxing summer.